Hey dear students, welcome back to e-learning platform of GS College of Commerce, Wardha. I'm Assistant Professor Rajeshwari Sharma here, and this lecture is for the BCom 6th semester for the subject Advanced Statistics. So, as you all know, we are dealing with our first unit under this subject, that is correlation analysis. So, from the last few lectures, we have started with the numericals under this subject. Till now, we have completed the two questions under the correlation in simple series. Today, we are going to deal with our third question. So, let's see the question. In last two questions, what we have seen, we have been given X series and Y series in the form of table. Okay, two columnar table had been given there, whereby the X series and the items under the X series and Y series and the item under the Y series had been written. Okay, in this question, what's the difference? We haven't been given the question in tabular form. We just have been given question randomly. Okay, here X series and Y series has been given and no table has been prepared over here. One more difference in this question is that up to now, two questions that we have seen there, we have seen that item was there in simple numbers. Okay, there were no decimal numbers in the items of the different series, that is X series and the Y series. But here you can see that we have the items in the decimals, like in X series. Let's see how many items we have been given. We have been given 8 items, and let's see what are those items. Okay, so 8.0, 8.0, then we have 7.8, then we have 7.5, then again we have 7.5, then we have 6.8, then we have 6.7, then we have 6.0, then we have 5.9. Then in Y series again we have been given some items. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have been given 8 items in the Y series as well. Let's see what are they. First one is 1.2, second one is 1.3, third one is 1.4, fourth one is again 1.4, fifth one is again 1.4, sixth one is 1.6, seventh one is 1.5, and eighth one is 1.7. Okay, so we have been given 8 number of items in Y series as well. So in both the series, n is going to be equals to 8. Okay, here what we have to do, here we have to simply find the coefficient of correlation. Simply we have to calculate the correlation and we have to give the degree of correlation. We have to just conclude what kind of relationship between these two series, what kind of relationship is there between these two variables, okay, X and Y. So now we have understood the question. The next step would be the formulation of preparation table for the sake of solution. So let's move towards the next step. So here you can see that a 7-column preparation chart has been drawn for the solution. What we have taken under the 7 columns, we have taken X, dx, dx square, y, dy, dy square, then dx, dy. Okay, so that is what we have taken over here. Okay, then what's there? We have to see what has been given in the question. So we know that in question what is given? X values under the X series and the values under the Y series. So here what we are going to do? We are going to put the values under the X series in X column and values under the Y series in Y column. So here we have done the same. We have written 8.0, 7.8, 7.5, again 7.5, then 6.8, 6.7, 6.0 and 5.9 in the X column, and in Y column again we have written the values from question. So we have written 1.2, 1.3, 1.4, 1.4, again 1.4, 1.6, 1.5 and 1.7. So we have written the values under the Y column from the question. So this is the information that had been copied from the question that had been given to us. Now what we have to do, from the given information we have to calculate the values which needs to be put under the different columns. So what is the second column? Second column is dx. What is mean by dx? Dx means deviation from x series. How we are going to calculate dx? For calculating dx, we are going to use a formula, that is x minus assumed mean. So for this, what we have to do? Firstly, we have to consider the assumed mean from x series. So what I have told you in the previous lectures as well, I have told you that you should take smallest number or the smallest item of x series as your assumed mean. Why? Because it will help you to have easy calculation. Okay, your calculation would not go into the negative if you are going to consider the smallest number as your assumed mean. So here in x series, what is the smallest number? So here you can see that 5.9 is the smallest number and I have encircled it. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we will simply put this assumed mean in the formula and we will calculate the values of dx. Okay, so what's the formula? X minus assumed mean. What's the value of x? What is the value of first item? It's 8.0, means 8. What's the value of assumed mean? 5.9. What we have to do for calculating dx, for having the value of dx, we have to minus, we have to just make a minus. Okay, that is 8 minus 5.9. So we are going to get 2.1 in dx. Meanwhile, we will do same with all the items. Second item is 7.8. So we will do 7.8 minus 5.9. So we are going to get 1.9. Again, third item is 7.5. So we are going to do 7.5 minus 5.9. So we will get 1.6. Then again we have 7.5. So we will do 7.5 minus 5.9. Again we will get 1.6. Then we have 6.8. So we will do 6.8 minus 5.9. So we will get 0.9. Then we have 6.7. So we will do 6.7 minus 5.9. So we will get 0.8. Then we have 6. So we will do 6.0, that is 6 minus 5.9. So we will get 0.1. Then we have 5.9. 5.9 minus 5.9 would be equals to 0. This way we have completed our dx column. What's the next column? Dx square. How we are going to calculate dx square? We will simply take the squares of the values which have been written in the dx column. So what's the first value? 2.1. So we will take the square of 2.1, means 2.1 into 2.1. So we would get 4.41. Then square of 1.9. So we would get 3.61. Then square of 1.6. So we will get 2.56. Again square of 1.6. So again we will get 2.56. Then square of 0.9. It would be 0.81. Then square of 0.8. It would be 0.64. Then square of 0.1. It would be 0.01. Then square of 0. So it would remain 0. Then we have the different values under the y columns that we have written from the question. What is the next column? Next column is dy. Okay. Again we have to calculate the values of dy. Dy means deviation from y series. How we are going to calculate deviation from y series? So formula is y minus assumed mean. First of all, what we have to do? We have to take a value of assumed mean from y series. Again, we will take the smallest number of y series. Smallest item of y series is assumed mean. So as you can see here in the y series, 1.2 is the smallest item, smallest number that I have encircled, and you will consider it as your assumed mean for this problem. Okay. Then how we are going to calculate the value of dy? We will do y minus assumed mean. So first item is 1.2. So what we will do? 1.2 minus 1.2. So it would come to 0. Then 1.3 minus 1.2. It will come to 0.1. Then 1.4 minus 1.2. It will come to 0.2. Again 1.4 minus 1.2. It will again come to 0.2. Then again 1.4 minus 1.2. It will again come to 0.2. Then 1.6 minus 1.2. It will come to 0.4. Then 1.5 minus 1.2. It will come to 0.3. Then 1.7 minus 1.2. So it will come to 0.5. This way we have completed the dy column. Then what's the next? Next is dy square. How we are going to calculate the dy square? we will simply take the square of the values which are given in dy column. So first one is 0. Square of 0 would be 0. Then 0.1. Square of 0.1 would be 0.01. Then square of 0.2. Square of 0.2 would be 0.04. Then again square of 0.2. So it would be 0.04. Again square of 0.2. Then it would be 0.04. Then square of 0.4. So it would be 0.16. Then square of 0.3. So it would be 0.09. Then square of 0.5. It would be 0.25. So this way we have computed the values of the column dy square. Now what's the next column? Dx dy. How we have to find the values under this column? We just have to multiply dx column with the dy column so that we can get the value of dx dy. Okay. So what is the first one? 2.1 into 0. So we have got 0. Then 1.9 into 0.1. So we got 0.19. Then 1.6 into 0.2. So we have got 0.32. Again 1.6 into 0.2. So we have again got 0.32. Then 0.9 into 0.2. So we have got 0.18. Then 0.8 into 0.8 into 0.4. So we have got 0.32. Then 0.1 into 0.3. So we have got 0.03. Then 0 into 0.5. So again we have got 0 over here. Okay, so this way we have calculated the values under the dx dy column. Now what we have to do? We have to take the summation of this. So first column is x. Here we don't have to take summation. Here simply we have to count the numbers and we have to write the number of items. So when we have calculated the numbers, we have counted the numbers. So we have got that there are 8 items. So we have written n equals to 8, means there are 8 number of items. Then we have to make the summations of the values which have been taken under the dx column. Okay, in order to get summation dx. So what we have done? 2.1 plus 1.9 plus 1.6 plus 1.6 plus 0.9 plus 0.8 plus 0.1 plus 0. So we have got 9. So we will say that summation dx equals to 9. Then we have the column of dx square. Okay, again we have to take the summation of this column. So what we are going to do? We are going to do 4.41 plus 3.61 plus 2.56, again plus 2.56, then plus 0.81 plus 0.64 plus 0.01, then plus 0. So we will get 14.6. So we will say summation dx square is equals to 14.6. Then we have y series. Under the y series as well, we don't have to make summation. We just have to count the number of items and we have to write n is equals to number of items. Okay. So here when we have counted, so we got to know that there are 8 items. So we have written n equals to 8. Then we have dy column. Under the dy column, again we have to take the summation of the values under dy column in order to get summation dy. So how we are going to do it? We will do 0.1 plus 0.2 plus 0.2 plus 0.2 plus 0.4 plus 0.3 plus 0.5. So we will get 1.9. So we will write summation dy is equals to 1.9. Then we have dy square column. Okay. So there again we have to take the summation of values under this column so that we can get summation dy square. How we are going to do this? We are going to do this by this way. 0.01 plus 0.04 plus 0.04 plus 0.04 plus 0.16 plus 0.09 plus 0.25. Okay. So we will get 0.63. So summation dy square would be equals to 0.63. Then the last column is of dx dy. Here we have to make the summation of the values under this column in order to get summation dx dy. So we will do 0.19 plus 0.32, again plus 0.32, then plus 0.18, then plus 0.32, then plus 0.03, then plus 0. So we will get 1.36. Okay. So summation dx dy would be equals to 1.36. This way we have completed our preparation chart. Now what is the next step? Next step is we have to utilize the formula. Okay. We have to simply put the values in the formula. Okay. So let's see how to put the values in the formula with the help of this. Here you can see that we have written the formula. Okay, here you can see that we have written the formula. You can see this. Here the formula has been written. Just give me a second. Formula has been written. Okay, what's the formula? R is equals to n into summation dx dy minus summation dx into summation dy upon under root n into summation dx square minus summation dx whole square into again under root n into summation dy square minus summation dy whole square. Okay, so this is the formula for calculating the correlation, coefficient of correlation. Now what we have to do? We have to simply put the values in the formula from the preparation chart. So what's the value of n? So we will see it in preparation chart. It's 8. So we will write 8 in place of n. Okay, so it's 8. Then into summation dx dy. So what's the value of summation dx dy? So here in the preparation chart we got to know that the value of summation dx dy is 1.36. So here we will write 1.36. Then minus under bracket summation dx into summation dy. Again we will see the value of summation dx and summation dy in the preparation chart. So in the preparation chart we have seen that the value of summation dx is 9 and the value of summation dy is 1.9. So we will put these values in the formula. So here we have written 9 into 1.9. Okay, then we have upon under root n into summation dx square minus summation dx whole square. Again we will take the values from preparation chart. So value of n is 8 in the preparation chart. Then the value of summation dx square. So what's the value of summation dx square? Here it's 14.6. So we will write 14.6. Okay, then minus summation dx whole square. So we will have to see the value of summation dx in the preparation chart, that is 9, and here we have to write the whole square of 9 that we have written here, 9 whole square. Okay, whole square of 9. Then into under root summation n into summation dy square minus summation dy whole square. Again we have to see the values from the preparation chart. So we have seen that the value of n is 8 in the preparation chart. Okay, then we have to see the value of summation dy square in the preparation chart. So we have got to know it's 0.63. Okay, so we will write 0.63 over here. Okay, then we have to write the value of summation dy whole square. For this we have to see the value of summation dy in the preparation chart. Here you can see that it's 1.9. Okay, here you can see that it's 1.9. So here we will write 1.9 whole square that we have written here. Okay, now what we have done, we have put all the values in the formula. Now what's the next step? We just have to make the calculation. We have to simply make the calculation. Okay, so here 8 into 1.36 would be 10.88. Then minus 9.19, it would be 17.1 that we have written here, upon under root 8 into 14.6 would be under root 35 under root 116.8 minus 9 whole square. So the square of 9 would be 81, so minus 81. Okay, then into under root 8 into 0.63 minus under bracket 1.9 whole square. So 8 into 0.63 would be equals to 5.04. Then 1.9 whole square would be 3.61. So here we have written minus 3.61. Then next step is equals to 10.88 minus 17.1. So we will get minus 6.22 upon under root 116 minus 81. 116.8 minus 81. So we have got under root 35.8 into under root 5.04 minus 3.61. So we have got under root 1.43. Okay. Then again we will write 0.6.22 minus 6.22 as it is, then upon under root 35.8. So we have to calculate the value of under root 35.8. For this we have to write 35.8 on the calculator. Then simply we have to put the under root button. So we will get the value of under root 35.8, which is equals to 5.9833 into under root 1.43. In the same way we have to calculate the value of under root 1.43. So for this we have to write 1.43 in the calculator, and then we have to put the under root button. So we will get 1.1958. This way we have calculated the values of under root as well. Now what's going to be the next step? Next step is we have to write minus 6.22 as it is. Then we have to do 5.9833 into 1.1958. So we will get 7.1548. Then we have to do minus 6.22 divided by 7.1548. So we will get value as minus 0.8693. Okay. So now we have to take it up to the 2 digits. Okay. So here we will write that R is equals to minus 0.87, negative 0.87. Why we have taken 0.87 and not 0.86? Because you can see the third digit. Okay, it's 9. Okay, so if there is any digit which is equals to 5 or more than 5, so we have to add 1 in the previous digit, like we have added 1 in the previous digit, so it has become 7. That is why we have written here minus 0.87. Okay. So this way the value of coefficient of correlation, that is R, has come to minus 0.87. Okay. So this way we have calculated the correlation or the coefficient of correlation. Now what's going to be the next step? Next step would be the conclusion. Okay. So what's the conclusion? As the value of R is equals to minus 0.87, so here it can be concluded that there is high degree of negative correlation between series X and series Y, because what we have seen, when the value comes in the negative, so there is negative correlation, and when the value comes between the 0.75 minus 0.75 and minus 1, so we will consider that there is high degree of correlation between the given variables. That is why here it can be concluded that there is high degree of negative correlation between series X and series Y. Okay. So this way we are done with the third problem as well, where we have seen that the items had been given to us in the points. Okay, in decimals. So we have made the calculation of correlation there. So keep watching the YouTube lectures. If you're having any doubt, so you can ask me, you can WhatsApp me, or you can call me as well. So keep studying, stay safe. Thank you so much for watching the videos.